Okay, Abusia, Yabemo Bibia Kwa, but Abusia, OSP Agyapeng is in deep trouble. Mene waka say, aye papa your friend Kwasi Pratt aba drop a bomb bi Abusia and some Kwasi Pratt aprogo no and some no ano ede na on aye OSP and send seminar so Nana Addo Akuffo, the former president of Ghana, mistakenly wetimi Xp0sě aye special prosecutor kisi Agyapeng achese na Addo Akuffo na nkasa na appointed no mistakenly na Addo Akuffo Xp0sě kisi Agyapeng me no waka say NDC phone paying for with immediate effect ade a omo be Diss0lve da a special prosecutor no office no esan say according to Kwasi Pratt or say emfaso bia ni hwa ewoda OSP office in the sunti I say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama etimi Diss0lve da office no with immediate effect abusamo mienko nenkonkotie ensema ekos na sana bekono jumedi onya like ya be like subscribe to the channel na so share jumedi no ma foforo nsa entumi enkabi meramasi
of investigating corruption, prosecuting corruption and seeking conviction is a very complex one. It involves the police. And my goodness, I want anybody to tell me that the police can be NPP or NDC. Somebody must tell me that. But it involves the police. It involves statutory bodies. Like, is it FIC?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
It involves the National Bureau of Investigations. It involves the Yoko. It involves so many institutions which do not necessarily take their cue and direction from government, which in essence, by the Constitution, the provisions of the Constitution, are expected to act as independent organs. Okay? Now the matter is made worse by the creation of that contraption called Office of Special Prosecutor. And you know why I say that? I've taken the trouble to carefully read Article 88 clauses 1 to 6 of the Constitution. And if you read Article 88 clause 1 to 6 of the Constitution, you are left in no doubt, there's no doubt at all, that the power to prosecute is vested in only one authority, and that authority is the Attorney General. The original power to prosecute is not vested in the Office of Special Prosecutor. It is not vested in the police. It is vested in the Attorney General. Okay? So all these contraptions that we have created over the years are contraptions which in law ought to be subordinate to the Attorney General. Subordinate to the Attorney General. Okay? Is this the Constitution?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. And I would read the Constitution in order to make my point. You see, if you take Article 88, Section 1, it says, there shall be an Attorney General of Ghana who shall be a Minister of State and principal legal advisor to the government. Clear. 2, the Attorney General shall discharge such other duties of a legal nature as may be referred to or assigned to him by the President or imposed upon him by this Constitution or any other law. 3, the Attorney General shall be responsible for the initiation and conduct of all prosecutions of criminal offenses. 3 is very clear, and I repeat it. The Attorney General shall be responsible for the initiation and conduct of all prosecutions of criminal offences. 4. All offences prosecuted in the name of the Republic of Ghana shall be at the suit of the Attorney General or any other person authorized by him in accordance with any law. You understand? What this means is that the special prosecutor cannot prosecute a case without the authorization of the Attorney General. The Attorney General shall be responsible for the institution and conduct of all civil cases on behalf of the state, and all civil proceedings against the state shall be instituted against the Attorney General as defendant. The Attorney General shall have audience in all courts in Ghana. So Article 88 is clear. Now, you have to read Article 88 within the confines of interpretation of law. And you cannot do that outside the principle of the hierarchy of laws. In this country, laws include provisions of the Constitution, it includes laws made by Parliament, and it includes precedents in the court and so on. Now, if you look at the hierarchy of laws, every other law ought to be consistent with the provisions of the Constitution or it loses its validity. Okay? So, the Act which establishes the office of special prosecution is an inferior law as compared to the provisions of the Constitution. And indeed, that law does not amend Article 88 or any section of Article 88. Now, everybody knew this. The parliamentarians who passed the Act, the president who signed the Act, all of us who made commentary about it knew that what was doing was a useless contraption. We knew it. What happened then? At the time, the NDC members of Parliament decided not to oppose the Act in order not to create the impression that they had become obstacles in the fight against corruption. So, for some public relations reasons and so on, they allowed that Act to be passed. NPP members of Parliament knew the force of Article 88. And they knew that they were creating a Frankenstein monster only in looks and not in substance. But they too did not want to be seen to be obstructing a dream of their president. And they wanted to create the impression that they were taking the fight against corruption to another level and so on. So you need to top it all. Do you... Oh, please.
No, don't worry. Please continue. So that you don't break your chain of thoughts. Please continue. Don't worry. It's okay.
Who would believe that Mr. Martin Amidu was appointed as the first special prosecutor by accident? Was it by accident? No. And if it was by design, what informed that design? That should tell you about the creation of the office of special prosecutor. You understand what I'm saying? Now we have created that office. Whatever it is, we have created that office. But we have created that office without curing the problem that we thought existed at the time. And what was the problem? And I listened to my good friend Addo Akuffo very, very clearly, former president. And he said that his objective was to ensure that prosecutions are not politically tainted. And that because as president, he is the one who appoints the Attorney General, and the Attorney General is part of his cabinet and so on. If the Attorney General were to go after criminal elements or those who have committed corruption and so on, the public perception is maybe that he was witch hunting. But in the final analysis, it's the same president who appoints the Attorney General who also appoints the OSP. So did we go or did we come? Doesn't make sense. We haven't cured any problem. You understand? Now, so that problem we sought to cure has not been cured at all because OSPs are appointed also by president. And so we haven't cured that problem. But then in real practice, it is leading to some problems. You understand? Some problems. One of the problems which has come up recently has to do with the case of Mr. Ken Oforiatta. And you see, I was going to say Suhini. Sana, listen very carefully. Why Mr. Oforiatta is not in this jurisdiction is the claim that he has prostate cancer. That's the claim. Suhini.
Who doesn't that?
I can bet my bottom cedi that today, even if you go on the bench, the judiciary, you will find judges who are working who have prostate cancer. If you go to the police service,
It's like pregnancy.
you will find high-ranking officers in the police service who are working who have prostate cancer.
Even the OSP's office.
If you go to the OSP's office, you are likely to find people there who have prostate cancer and are working. Prostate cancer is not a debilitating health condition anymore. Do you know how many people have prostate cancer? If you go to our prisons, you find people there with prostate cancer. So prostate cancer, it cannot be a
Okay, abusia ntiche sensem no mu bi ene ekokuti na ma show dwumade wonya like ya obe like subscribe to the channel na afin so share dwumade no ma foforo nsa entumi enka bi ahobrase kwanso so ma show say obetwe wadwene under the comment section abusia afin mu mienko ne enkonkotie efa etosumi no enkomotwetwe a ekoso
sufficient excuse for not cooperating with the Office of Special Prosecutions or any other investigating authority. It cannot be a sufficient excuse. I mean, if they have said that he had something else, I don't want to mention any disease, associate anybody with any disease and so on. But if it was said that he had something else, you know, but prostate cancer, hey, my brother.
It's not like malaria.
Prostate cancer. But what does the OSP do? He writes a letter to the Chief of Staff. Clearly, from the interpretation of Article 88(1)-6, his office ought to be working under the direction of the AG. But he bypasses the AG and writes to the Chief of Staff, asking for some assistance to extradite Mr. Oforiatta. The Chief of Staff then writes to the AG. The AG then writes to the Office of Special Prosecutor and say, give me the doctor you have in its current state. Add 2 investigators, let them come to my office and let's start on the process. OSP says, I haven't finished the investigations. All right? OSP says, we haven't finished the investigations. Meanwhile, the AG is asking for the docket as it is at the time of the request. He can't go. This is the problem we have created with this contraption, you know, that we have put together and so on.
Swiding a dinach. Yabesre, omunko to or so. Omunko anije no so Nyankopon emo manije Nyankopon ensho mode on sha busiani na NDC we enti His Excellency John Dramani Mahama announced say yenye 3 days mourning na party flags in anye de enko half mass Your mommy deserve a national barrier because wayebi ama mine, wayebi ama Ghana, wayebi ama NDC. Enti enyame wanwa say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say all the nation there maune. Mahun say Joy News City Newsroom echo 31st December market in Nara. Your mommy no mo ton ade ni na wo ho. E kire enye maame no a ene esisi saa dwane ni na kan de sebi de omo ne omo mma ene abusia bedi kura na ayede on na kire omo dwadie ono na bie saa market say ebe empower women am omo so adigwa amadi do all 31st December market say wa across the country obi e ma no obi esu efre maame esi nipa de oti ase aya na nipa hu o legacies eje say why then wato Yankopon onfa ni na anya nhira ma Yankopon on ma ya yesu ya ka chiri no on hye yedin na che say yesu yentimi nsua ye maame anam she was strong the esi ye ni nara no ambu na bam the esi ye ni nana and wiki no she was loved and we still love her.
Okay,
may her soul rest in perfect peace.
Divine maame ti o kakra ye maame kwa woko no me dim say mo ya manyofo ye maame so no ya manyoni wadi akira anene kunu abebo ne kunu ma omo form NDC wi ye enti ase kakra nya adwuma ma okoko TNDP enra nyame aso ye no say akwapa no kwafo babi a wakon aduro no behome they told your man and run no mami kunadu in the political space sena unim nefa
yo me that's it mami san nchia eti for na hwefo na me mbo so no production team abaso unim say wo no dem ba kopel nse wo no o kan se na ete se na ese and I hope one of the objective honest journalist on Ghana say into me you won't feel
me that's if
and that's sorry ya tia sem papa ya say ebeda obe sorry say o ko adwuma so o ko wa adwuma so na nhihye se na yete no enko yi because of asem boni bia obeti anase obi wuo anasa to yere nchen bia na bibia ebesi na mestre twede aponya kopon se onfa ora mami kunadu ajiman Rollins the kra FNC na yemu abusuafo no so nyina ahyede ene yakọ yesese huninya na eni anya enye ba Akuffo pe ene wahwere na ade ye nyina aka yani na me no me nya close relationship bia in any way or form.
Okay.
So in some way mekano is based on my experience from afar and observations. And pennyfo can say be say so who say obi ato ana say yekosi obi ana obi ko ne krechia sa bre na won so obesu ho so ko obi yase a eho ana won so obesu ho because that's the only time we be any opportunity say won so obe reflect on how adache won so okwa ebesio na eya mo kan sim bi say obi wu a yen kan echi asembone eno ye mo asemba me de me sa asem no menjintum
okay
so obi wu a ne krechi no yen kan echi asembone me eno na mani pa bone bi ye deep Ghana bone a omudi yen a omunhwe akire nhwe ba nkumu nhwe nifa because omadwe say omudi yen bone ni wie sedan a no mu wu a yen kan omachi asembone to omudi yen bone ne kokwa sa ebe na yen panifo bu yen say sesa no
omon konsamra bi wo
so bi di bone na se onya owu a yen kan na chiri asem se ne ete se ne epese
okay
me no I won't miss words na me pretend say bia osimesi onya osoro abofo oyanyame ntidi yen kan na chiri asem papa nko a na bone na aka never ma wan anya nipa no ne omtena ye ana oye nipa so because nipa so from so nipa ho nipa so da yen from so enti aya ye kan sem ni bia picture ni painting no na ye man chiri mahu se ne nipa no se ne ote because good and bad nyina no lessons wo mu a ye besua e de afiri mu media say yes me describe obi eti say na Agyapeng na Konodo Agyapeng rolling senior the person and the personality etia. What I will say is say
okay abusia teacher say when in some so our political highway ni such as papa your friend Kwasi Pratt ono so eden samba ko mienu beto dwa efa eye OSP kisi Agyapeng no office ne ho a ochwe ekwanya ate se enam so ken ofowiata enyade ayetimi ehu nenim ewo Ghana ha embretintin ya ate se Ghana for ebo OSP achi se omopese chese ochwe ken ofowiata bakroma abusua ensema akwaku Kwasi Pratt edebatu dwa ne de na yade a ensem no mu edu na is likely say OSP kisi Agyapeng pressure eco presidency no is likely say papa no office no ebetimi e dissolve na busuya me dem besi na madam asesa mo je penimi ekuti ensem a ekoso our political highway so ha POG Media madam ase